What is up, everyone? Welcome to the No Life Tech and Gaming Podcast. We are back for another week. Tons and tons of news, interesting news to get into. So let's dive into it. What is up, dudes? Did you guys enjoy the Super Bowl?
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
How was the Super Bowl for you?
Dude, that was the worst Super Bowl I've ever watched.
Yeah.
Hands down, not even close.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Like that was fucking atrocious.
It was pretty bad.
Considering like how like Saints Rams went, or not Saints Rams, Chiefs Rams was like during the middle of the year, which was like an amazing football game. Come to the Super Bowl and we're celebrating a punt. It's pretty rough. I mean, GG's to the Patriots. You got to give them some kind of credit. You can hate it still, but like that was fucking painful to watch.
Yeah, it was just boring, and everything about it was boring. The halftime show was boring. The commercials were boring. Just a boring ass Super Bowl. There was like I barely even paid attention to it.
It was hard to.
I couldn't even tell you what happened in the game, to be honest.
About 14 punts in a row. That's about what happened.
And people were like, it was the best defensive Super Bowl we've ever seen.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't
not really though. Not really.
No, like stats wise and all that, it was because like these are two offensive powerhouses to an extent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it doesn't mean it was the best to watch defensive game. You know, there was like two picks.
Right. It wasn't like
it wasn't like sack after sack after sack. It was just like, oh,
yeah.
These offenses suck.
Yeah, it was just like good coverage. That's pretty much it. No one could do anything. I don't know. It kind of was a letdown, but I wasn't surprised.
I love how everyone's like, oh man, I really love defensive gameplay. This is a great defensive battle. Except the fact that it was not good defense. It was just really bad offense.
I mean, it was good game planning to an extent too, but it was mostly really bad offense.
Todd Gurley having 3 carries in the first half. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well, it was
that, but I mean the other dude. I mean they borrowed from the Lions what the Lions borrowed from the Patriots before. Of like, yeah, if you shut down the middle of the field, the Rams don't work.
Yeah, and the Patriots were shut down too. Like they could not get anything moving. You know, they had a couple good plays, but I mean, for Tom Brady to win I'm hoping this is his last year. I really hope that I want him to go out on top.
I think I do too. Just because I mean, love him or hate him, you got to respect it.
He's the greatest to ever play the game.
I do kind of want him to do one more year.
You want him to go out on the bottom?
No. I mean, I'm a University of Michigan fanboy, so I gotta like him a little bit. But it's one of those like, okay, now you're at 6. You tied the record for Super Bowls from a team period. If you really want to go out on top, no, you need 7, boy.
Yeah.
Like at every fucking record.
I don't know if he can do it next year.
I doubt it.
This was a year he really showed his age, and his team is just. I mean, Edelman was easily their best player, but Gronk didn't really do shit all year. Their run game was okay. I don't know. I don't see them doing it again next year. I don't. So then that means he's going to have to go another 2 or 3 years. I don't know. I'd rather him go out on top, just retire. You're the greatest to literally ever touch the football. You don't want to tarnish that. Don't go out like Michael Jordan and start playing baseball. You know what I mean? Just that's it. Take your fucking boatloads of money that you've made and just sleep with your model wife.
Especially since Gronk's probably going to retire too.
Yeah, I think that will be what pushes him over the edge, is if one of his teammates like Gronk or Edelman retire.
Gronk's got to retire. He as many rumors as there were as Gronk seeing Brady's batshit quack doctor or whatever. Like Gronk's got that basketball player body. You can't run after you're 30.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have knees anymore. I'm sorry.
Nah, he was beat up this year. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into what we've been playing. Real quickly, I want to talk about this game, Apex Legends. I think it's by Respawn, the guys who left the Titanfall. They did Titanfall, they left it, and they created Respawn. They created this game, and I also think it's published by EA, if I'm not mistaken. And that might scare you all.
Yeah.
But this is a free-to-play game. Yeah, it is. It is EA. A free-to-play game, and it kind of is a cross between. And I have some footage here. I'm gonna play it. It's a cross between Fortnite, Call of Duty Blackout, and Overwatch, and a little bit of Titanfall with how it kind of moves around. And it is actually really, really, really fun. I highly, highly recommend you download it. It's completely free. There's tons of customizations and like cosmetics and stuff. But it's really just like it's really just a cool map, a cool gameplay mechanic. It's Battle Royale. And I mean, I really had fun playing it last night. And let me show you some footage here so you can kind of see the game in its action. Here we go. Let me 1 second here. Let me fix this up.
I mean, Titanfall's a good starting base too. Like that, those games were super underrated.
Yeah. No, Titanfall was really fun. This is like Titanfall, except instead of mechs, you're using just your body. Like there's no mechs involved. There's no vehicles at all. And there's like superpowers, so it kind of has like that ultimate plus the passive power plus like a little side power, much like how Overwatch has it. There's 8 different operators or whatever they call them. Oh, I think they call them legends.
Operator.
And you get matched up with a team of 3. There's no solo play. There's only squads for a team of 3. I'm hoping that they add duos. I'm hoping that they add solos, but it's really team of 3 seems really like spot on. And man, it's just so fun. I really want them to add a lot more guns because there's not that many. You get about 3 guns in each category. So it's like 3 shotguns, 3 pistols, 3 assault rifles, 3 snipers. And you're on this insane map. There's no fall damage, so you can jump off of any building, off of any plane. It's a really good refinement of the Battle Royale system. And because it has like this Titanfall-like feel, the gunplay, it doesn't feel as fluid as like Call of Duty, and it doesn't feel as real as PUBG, but it's fun. Like it's a fun shooting mechanic. You know, it takes a little bit longer to kill someone, but you get into these massive firefights, and there's still that threat. Like if you die, that's it, you're done. One thing that's different about this game is that if you die and your teammate wipes out the rest of the squad, they can go and they can pick up your badges and then run to a respawn point, which are usually in an open area. So it's a pretty risky maneuver, but then they can fucking drop you back into the game if they're able to pull it off. And I think that's really, really cool. It just adds another layer of depth to the Battle Royale system. And yeah, if you're good at FPS, if you like FPS, you know, if you like Fortnite, I highly recommend you check this game out because it's a shitload of fun. I can't wait to play it later.
It looks like there are shields too, but not like super crazy building.
Yeah, there's no building. There's shields. You get like a shield thing. There's multiple different levels of shields. You get like a gold shield, which will give you 4 layers of protection. But the shields don't do too much. It's easy to kind of wipe the shields out with certain weapons. It's just enough of a buffer for you to get away, and you can kind of rebuild your shields back. And some of the operators are really fun. Like one operator has like a dome shield that he can throw down. He also has a passive
I think
power.
that's
Where when he aims down the sights, an actual shield will pop up in front of him. So that's great for like when you have your squad behind you and you're going down this corridor and you want to be able to protect them a little bit. There's one operator that can heal. There's one that can hear enemies and see enemies, in the distance. And there's a bunch of other ones I haven't played yet.
Almost like Rainbow Six Siege-ish, almost, it sounds like.
A little bit, more like Overwatch, because it's a little bit more zany. You know what I mean? The powers are a little bit more out there.
Okay, like some of those powers though, that sounds Siege-ish, where it's like, okay, you got a giant shield in front of you, or you can see like footprints or whatever. You know?
Yeah. Actually, I would love like a little bit of being able to like shoot through walls in this game. I think that would be awesome because that's so fun about Siege. Like you
Dude,
can
wall
set up
banging,
traps
right?
everywhere and just shoot through the wall and blow people down. I love Siege, and I think that would be cool in this game. But as it stands, I really, really think that EA really are gonna, they're gonna have something really good here because a lot of people are already playing it. It's already #1 on Twitch, and the rollout was really well done. They explained everything really nicely. It's completely free, and of course, there's gonna be microtransactions, but it's one of those free-to-play games. But I think like in terms of Anthem.
But it looks like it's all skins too. It's nothing.
Right,
Like,
yeah, it's just skins. There's
anything like that.
tons. I've already gotten 2 and I don't know if because it just came out, maybe they roll it this way, but I've already gotten 2 like legend skins and like 6 epic skins, which is like some of the top level skins that you can get. There's a lot to unlock from what I'm seeing. So that's always nice, and I think that they're going to be I think that they have some competition in their own game because I think Anthem, which we'll talk about in a little bit, is going to face some like serious competition in the FPS realm. And this is one contender that I can see really picking up steam. I really don't like Fortnite. I don't think Fortnite is that fun. I don't think it's that. It's just not a game for me. It's just not a game for me. You know?
I think Fortnite used to be a ton of fun. Then when everyone got good, it's the way the meta completely changed to now. It's not a battle royale shooter; it's a builder.
Exactly, and I don't like that at all. I don't like the.
Really
I don't like
cool
that.
where it's like, okay, you can use it to your advantage, and now it's just like, how fast are you building?
And you have to be good at building to be good at the game, and I don't like
Which
that
is cool
one bit.
It's cool to an extent, but yeah, I agree, it's not for me.
Yeah,
Like I did like it in the first, where it's like, oh yeah, I can build a ramp really quick or something and get a height advantage. Now it's like, no, dude, you have to have full mats, because if you get in a firefight, you guys are building to the top of the map, and then whoever jumps first.
Yeah, and this is definitely focused on like teamwork. You have to be really good with your team. There's a pinging system, which is so dope. So if you see an enemy, you can literally just middle click and it'll highlight the enemy for your team. And you can do that for other things as well. Like say, hey, there's a piece of epic armor here. You can just ping it, and then that person will be able to see it on the map and just head over and get it. And just like little stuff like that is just really nice refinement. And yeah, this is more focused on like gunplay, getting your skills, maintaining your shield, and just like blowing some people away. And I've had such a good time last night playing it with just a bunch of randoms.
Which is but
What?
you have to deal with Origin on the PC.
Yeah, you have to deal with Origin on PC, which sucks. But you know what? I'm not mad at it.
It's the same with most of them.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. You're gonna be in some sort of game launcher, I don't think Origin has like a web browser like Steam does, which I really enjoy. But I don't know, man. I really think that people are gonna enjoy this game. The map is fucking insane.
There's a missile robot. How can you hate that?
Yeah, there's like a missile special where you just drop like a hellstorm of missiles, which seems a little OP, but
he's got like a bunch of zipline stuff. Like that's
yep,
cool.
there's a grapple. There's a guy that has a grapple. There was one video I saw today of there was like something in the sky, like a drop kind of got stuck in the sky, and the dude fucking grappled up to it and was able to get there. And like I said, the map is insane. It's easily the coolest map out of any battle royale. It's like this kind of like a rundown, dystopian area, like on another planet with like dinosaurs and shit in the background. There's all sorts of different terrain. There's all sorts of different mountains that you can climb. There's waterfalls. There's like shanty towns. There's swamps. Insane map with all different types of verticality, and that just adds to it. Makes it a little bit difficult when you first start. It's a lot to kind of get used to, and the way that they kind of do the inventory, I mean, it's pretty efficient, but you got to get used to it at first. That's a little bit overwhelming, but just play for a couple hours or just play for an hour, and you'll get into it and you'll have a lot of fun with it. I can guarantee you. I highly recommend it. Definitely pick it up. It's completely free, and I'm definitely gonna be playing after the show. I had a blast last night playing this shit. It's good. You guys should get it. All right, on to the next one. Wargroovin.
Oh hell yeah, there's a portal, dude.
Oh yeah. There's I forget what else she does, but she can send portals, and she also has like this rifting system where she can like rift out of the way. There's finisher moves, so when you knock someone down, you can like set up this weird finisher and like do a little dance and then chop their head off or something. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun, man.
No, honestly, like the classes actually seem a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, they're cool.
Like going through them, like they actually.
And none
like,
of them
they're
right
really
now
impactful.
feel out of place or out of balance. Everything feels pretty good. Like it helps you out just a little bit. I think the one with the Hellstorm is a little bit OP, but that just means everyone will have a Hellstorm on their team. You know what I mean? It's just something that you got to deal with. But
Yeah.
other than you can get away from it. You know, it's fun.
No, like I'm happy. Like you still have what it looks like. There's still your traditional tank, DPS, healer
Right.
as options, like those three. But like the other five are all
They're mostly like recon or
Right,
trying
they-
to like evasion techniques. Like one has a
They,
smoke.
they actually seem to have interesting abilities to fill out that third slot or whatever, instead of just like
Yeah.
useless crap. We'll see.
But I will say, if you like PUBG, you might not like this game. It's not based in any reality. There seems to be little to no bullet drop. Like there is bullet drop, but it's like, I mean, you can shoot halfway across the map and your bullet's dropping about a quarter of an
Is
inch.
it like all hit scan or is it some projectile too?
I think it's all projectile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not hit scan, really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's all projectile. Maybe some. Nah, I think it's all projectile because you see some bullet drop, and if you're using like a submachine gun and you're trying to shoot across the map, you'll see those bullets. They'll dip down pretty far, and they won't reach it. Where the snipers, they can hit those targets. Yeah, I had a good time with it. But next, let's talk about another game we were very excited about, Wargroove on the Switch, which is the spiritual successor to Advance Wars. And
it's
I
got a
know you,
corgi.
It's
yeah,
like upon playing it, it's more than just a spiritual successor to Advance Wars.
yeah,
Like there's elements of Fire Emblem in there,
yeah.
and everything they do is done really, really well. I've been playing the campaign a little bit.
Me too.
I messed around in the campaign editor a little bit.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, well, I finished up Kingdom Hearts. Made me feel a lot of things, but then I got a chance to play Wargroove. And
And then you got the corgi.
it's legitimately hard.
It's.
Like,
I
I
was
just,
just about to say that it's hard.
And
It's
I
a
like
hard
that.
game.
I enjoy when my tactics games are hard.
Like the fourth mission in, I was like, I'm about to lose this mission. I was like, I'm the
haven't
fourth
lost-
mission in, and I'm
I
about to
haven't
lose.
lost a mission yet, but there have been some where it's just like I'm not getting the 3 stars.
Yeah. And by the way, we said last week that you couldn't save Scum, and you can't, but you can save mid game. You just can't go back. So you
Yeah.
can't save and then you know, I don't know. You can't go back in time in a game. You have to keep going forward. So any move that you make, that's it. It's gonna save. So you can turn your game off and then fire it back up, and then you start off from that move. But you can't load up a game and say I want to load into like that third move that I made. You have to restart it, which I like because it adds a whole level of like you got to be smart. And I had some difficulty in two of the battles that I had.
I've been messing around with some of the AI, trying to see what they prioritize.
They're
And
smart.
I find that APCs, it's very much like Advance Wars, where you can throw an empty wagon out there, and they'll target it.
Yeah.
So if you see, like there was the one where you're trying to rescue the villagers.
Yeah.
I wound up making an extra wagon unit, sending it down so when the 3 spawn, instead of targeting my village, because if I had just left nothing there, 3 of them would have taken over it.
Yeah.
Throwing a wagon there, they target it instead of going after the village.
Interesting.
And that was a good thing. I think one of them went after the village, but the other 2 decided to destroy the wagon.
Yeah.
So they'll prioritize some weird things. So you can kind of like fiddle with the AI.
I got into a situation where I was real quick. I got into a situation where I was low my dude, because if you lose your dude, you lose the game. So I got to a point where he was low on health, so I pulled him back, and then I sent a couple of just like pawns out there to get taken, because I just wanted that buffer between me and the guy. And they were able to like saying, you know what, we're coming after you because we know we're gonna get that win. And I was like, oh, they're pretty smart here. But then I had trebuchets lined up for him to blow them up.
Yeah, that's like the one thing that this doesn't have that Advanced Wars did, which is like combining units to like replenish their health.
Yeah.
You can't combine them.
Well, you do it to the buildings.
Yeah, and I actually really like that the buildings fight back.
Yeah.
And that the buildings have like a health system to them with reinforcements. And I haven't gotten to the part where like I just did I did some of the dog missions.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the side missions. They're pretty cool. So I just unlocked some stuff for arcade mode.
Yeah.
Still have to unlock puzzle mode, which I really want to try.
But
there's a few patch things that they are saying they're working on that I hope, like when you're looking at the effective units, it's hard to really tell what units those are.
That's my biggest critique.
I really want the ability to put my cursor over it and go and have it just say dog unit, cannon, whatever.
It's so annoying. The text is so hard to read too.
The text is hard to read. Like I've seen it where it's like a 95 and I'm like, is that a 9? I can't see if that's a 9.
Yeah, I don't know why they chose that text, and I don't know why they chose this.
That's all stuff that you can patch, so I'm not too worried about it.
I hope it's something that they realize is an issue, because you cannot see the effective units. You have to guess.
They've come out and said that they're working on a patch that will address some of those concerns.
All right, good.
Plus, they're gonna follow it up with multiple patches and DLC.
Free?
I believe so.
Nice.
For $20, honestly, like if I would have paid 40 for this title. I would have paid 40.
Oh yeah,
dude, I would have just for the fucking dog.
Yeah, dude, Caesar's I love the animations, and that's one of the fun things is like when you first find out and like you lose a dog unit, you're like, are they gonna kill the dog? No, the dogs run away. It didn't used to always be like that, apparently. That was a change they made.
I got a picture of Caesar up on a little gif of Caesar.
Yeah, if I ever get a golden retriever, I'm naming it Caesar.
Yeah, it's super duper fun. It's nice to have like a puzzle game on the Switch, because I didn't have any other than Mario Rabbids, which, you know, once you kind of blow through that one, I don't really have any interest of going back to it. I already uninstalled it. And now that I have Wargroove, I'm pumped.
That's the thing with the replay value for Wargroove is like you finish the main campaign. There are plenty of people making tons of campaigns.
Yeah.
People are recreating Advance Wars maps.
Oh, that's cool.
They're recreating a bunch of stuff. I wouldn't be surprised to see them recreate some Fire Emblem stuff.
Yeah. No, that's what I just said. They are doing that too.
Yeah.
But like I want to see more of the Advance Wars too, just because like I mean it really is the spiritual successor down to you start out as the blue guys invading the red guys, but then you're actually playing the red guys until does someone else come?
And so the green units and then the yellow and the fact that the yellow faction is inspired by like Asian, it's just like Yellow Comet all over again.
Yeah. No, like it's like even down to like color choices and like the story. It's like yes.
Yeah, I haven't encountered any of the commander abilities to be quote unquote OP. Like in the original Advance Wars, there was a character Drake, like the naval unit, his commander, and he had this like ability called the Power of Money, and it was just broken.
Yeah,
it was so broken.
I don't remember that. I don't really remember Advance Wars too much though.
No, I was a huge Advance Wars fan.
I will say I do kind of wish that it was more based in like a military. Like I like the tanks and the machine gunners. You know what I mean? Like this is cool and it still works, but yeah, I still want Advance Wars. You know what I mean? I still want.
I think the fantasy setting gave them a much larger. What do you call it? They gave them a much larger pool to pull from for units, like between different artillery. Then you add in fantastical elements. If they were to keep it just military, it does really restrict the type of units they can create.
Yeah.
There was the game Tiny Metal that came out last year or 2017 maybe, and it got pretty mediocre reviews, but it tried doing the same military Advance Wars style.
Yeah.
I honestly think going for the fantasy medieval route really makes it you can make mechanics and units based around that a lot more than you would if you restricted yourself to a military setting.
Yeah, I can see that. That said, though, I would like to see another Advance Wars. It didn't quite scratch that itch that I had, but it's pretty damn close.
If for $20, it's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, it's super fun. Yeah, it's a great time killer, and yeah, as a puzzle strategy game, it's a fucking blast. I as soon as it came out, I was like, I gotta get into this. All right, anything else on it? I think that's pretty much it.
You ride dogs in the battle.
I know, it's so cute. I love it. I love the art style.
10 out of 10. Best game.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there's just a couple of quality of life changes that they're working on patching, like end turn being the first option when you go into the menu. Bad idea.
Yeah,
so they're gonna make it harder for you to. I think they're gonna add a prompt where it's like, "Are you sure you want to end your turn?"
No, I hope they don't do that either. Just put it on the bottom.
I've accidentally ended my turn too many times.
Just put it on the bottom. Make sure you have to go a couple clicks before you get to it. But if you have to prompt every time you end.
Is because I usually end turn by going down anyway, is I always immediately move my cursor to the bottom before I do anything. But there has been a couple times where I've like double clicked A by accident twice.
Yeah, they definitely need to work that out. All right. And then another game I want to talk about, which I didn't get to talk about last week, but that was when I played it. That's I don't have any recording for it. I thought I did. I think I put it up on the channel, my thoughts about Anthem. But I played the beta for a little bit, and it feels really, really similar to Destiny, and I don't like that because I feel like it's just going to get boring quick. And the third person and the flying is all nice, and the superpowers is nice, but it's way too bullet spongy. Like there's no sort of like feedback when you hit an enemy. It's just you're just constantly loading this guy up with bullets until his health is gone.
And also, if you want to buy this on PC, have a beefy PC.
Oh yeah,
it's nowhere close to as optimized as Destiny is.
Yeah, I had to drop my my settings down a little bit, which I don't normally have to do.
For 1080p, my computer is the recommended spec. Like,
yeah,
I'm not here with like a slouching computer by normal means.
Yeah, neither am I. And I had to drop my shit down to like some of them medium settings. I mean, it's a gorgeous game though. Like it looks really good. When you max it out, it looks fucking gorgeous. But
it's not optimized very well. Is my point. Like in comparison to like Destiny and a lot of these other games of this genre.
Destiny was really well optimized.
Yeah, and I mean Warframe's still super well optimized also in this kind of genre.
Yeah.
And now you have Anthem coming out where it's like, no, you need at least an i7 Haswell era and a 1060. And that's your like recommended min specs. And you're like, oh
yeah, and you're running them, you're gonna pull that pretty low if you want like a steady 60, because I was getting a lot of frame drops. But it's also sort of beta era, so who knows if that'll be tweaked in any way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not too hype on it. I don't think I'm gonna get it. I might if we start to see some different stuff come out of it, if we see new things from it. But if it's just the same sort of bullet sponge, because where Destiny, it feels like a little bit like Halo, where when you hit an enemy with your gun, it feels like you hit them with your gun. Where this one, it's like all the enemies they just soak in these bullets, and it kind of is not very satisfying. But the specials and the powers are kind of fun. You don't get many of them, and I don't know. I wasn't too hyped on it, but I wanted to touch on that. Check out the video though of my thoughts on it. I showed some gameplay, and yeah.
I'm hoping you'll get better, but yeah, it does so far sound pretty Destiny-ish.
Yeah, it's almost literally exactly the same. Which should be a crime.
Which Dree has old thoughts like, just go play Warframe.
Yeah, and I actually did.
It's better in every fucking way.
I literally started playing Warframe like after that beta, and yeah, Warframe is fucking amazing. It's so fun, and it's free. It's very confusing at first though, so just you gotta take some time to get into it.
It's got a lot, but I mean, it's got a lot more depth, and it's a completely free game, and the gunplay and movement.
And the community's awesome. You always have someone to play with.
So free, and almost any computer can run it, or looks beautiful, but there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I'm hoping for it because I'm not the biggest fan of these style games, but I have a lot of friends are, so I usually end up still playing them with them,
Yeah.
and we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they need to fix the loading as well. You run into so much loading in this game, and the load screens are long, and that really breaks up the game, and it's not as seamless as what we saw at E3. It doesn't look nearly as good as what we saw at E3, even with the graphics cranked up. It's just a little bit of a letdown, but we'll see when final release is. I'm going to reserve judgment until final release comes out. All right, let's get into news. Fortnite Marshmallow Concert. Did you guys see the Fortnite Marshmallow Concert? Did you get your tickets?
Nah, dude.
I know Doobie
I was
was
still
super
waiting for
pumped on it.
SpongeBob at the Super Bowl.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy Marshmallow's music.
Do you
But
really?
I mean, I have like a guilty pleasure for EDM.
Yeah.
I listen to everything.
Pleasure for Monster Cat.
I listen to everything with the exception of like most, I would say like 98% of the country music out there.
It's a lot of people's music preferences.
Chris Stapleton and Eric Church are like the two country musicians I do actually like because they're also mainly like rock country, with definitely an emphasis on the rock.
Well, what do you think about the Marshmallow Concert? Were you excited about it?
No, I think it's dumb.
Do you think it's dumb?
I think anything dealing with Fortnite is dumb.
You didn't like that the NFL came out with a 100-year video showing all of the best players of the last 100 years, and Ninja was still in it for some fucking reason.
As a waiter,
that didn't get you hyped.
I just don't get it.
I don't get
feel
that
old.
at all, dude. I don't get why fucking Ninja was in this Super Bowl ad at fucking all.
Well, what do you
Because
think of?
I don't get
It's like
it.
it's got Mike Singletary trying to tackle Barry Sanders, you know. Oh, but here's Ninja.
They have to
He's
bring
the
in those
greatest of
kids.
all
Dude.
time. He's the greatest. He's the greatest Twitch streamer of all time.
Well,
He's the Tom Brady of Twitch streaming.
do you think like online concerts like that would ever be a thing? Like, would you be excited if like Coheed and Cambria did a show in Fortnite? Would you go watch it, Doobie?
No,
Not
I
in
wouldn't watch it in Fortnite. What I would watch is a live stream of them performing at something like Made in America, which I've watched because they live stream it every year.
That's what I don't
Well,
get.
I would do it if it was. I mean, this is also taking into other tech, but like, no, I totally start watching concerts online if VR actually became a real thing.
Yeah, like if you were actually at the concert, they had like
Right.
a VR camera there. Yeah.
Right. You know, like
But
you
that's
put
a
on
little bit different.
You feel like you're there. Am I gonna go load up Fortnite to watch a concert?
What if it was
Probably
in
not.
World
It's
of
like
Warcraft?
loading up Gary's mod to watch things.
Well, what if it was like in a
yeah,
game that you like World of Warcraft or like I don't know.
I mean, for a while, I would have done it if it was still 2005.
Yeah.
It's like when they started doing events like that, like it was really cool for the time. Nowadays,
I just
fireworks.
yeah, I just rather watch actually watch them.
I would watch
Yeah.
I would watch the live stream, or you can go on YouTube and find tons of band sets from like
Oh,
festivals.
everyone.
Nine Inch Nails' set from Made in America, which was a really good set, is on YouTube in high quality.
I'm pretty sure they upload like almost every set that they play.
Yeah.
No, that's what I was serious.
I'm not gonna, and
If you're a
especially
fan, you make sure you have content on YouTube
Yeah.
of a show.
if you can't afford to go to like a festival because they're stupid expensive, and you know you want to catch some of the sets, they live stream them. I found like some bands just because I saw them live, like on the live stream.
Yeah.
Never heard of them before, and now I listen to them.
Oh my god, it's just even worse than I expected.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
It's stupid.
Oh my god.
But I don't like how all the mainstream media is like, this is the future of entertainment. It's like, no, it's not. It's just a corny, gimmicky thing
Dude, this is just fucking Second Life.
that
That's all
only
this is. It's just
yeah,
fucking Second
yeah,
Life.
that's what it is. That's what it's like. It's dumb. It's dumb. I don't know. I don't want to hate too much because I like how they do stuff like that, stuff that's new.
No, like
But-
it's a cool, like, it is an interesting idea, and like if you're a Fortnite fan, this is cool.
Yeah.
But like as a draw of like, yeah, it's gonna make me go play Fortnite just for this event. No.
But like then you have like the people like doing the emotes And it's like, how is that supposed to be? Like, why are you doing this? It makes no sense
That's
to
all
me.
you can do.
It makes no sense to me. Just put the controller down and just, watch it or go watch a
Drop
real
tab
set.
and go have fun.
I don't know. Maybe I'm getting old.
I mean, we are, but it's one of those things where, like, okay, if I was playing Fortnite at the moment and then this happened, that would be sick. Sure, I'd check it out. But it's one of
That
those, like,
would be cool. Like if like
Right.
stuff like that happened in real time without anyone knowing. That would be cool.
But like as like an event, it's cool for the people who are playing it, and like, but it's no one else cares.
It's cool for them playing it, but even then, it's like it's not that cool. like
No,
even
but
if
I
I
mean,
did play Fortnite, I'd be like, oh, okay. You know what I mean?
It's a social event. You get to go there and just be like, wow, there's like 60 people or however many, like, all
Doing
doing
this.
this stupid meme dance. That's kind of cool.
Whatever this fucking dance they stole from. All right. Microsoft
be
just
flossing.
accidentally revealed its plans to expand Xbox Live to more platforms, i.e. the Switch, and it could help break down long-standing barriers in the gaming industry, coming from Business Insider. All right, people are excited about this. So it seems as if, what was the thing that Davey was saying in the Discord? I forget. what he was saying.
I think he was kind of like jumping to conclusions.
That's what we do here.
That's what we do. So let's break down first what this kind of is. Right now, this isn't the first time they're putting Xbox Live on the Switch. The crossplay with Minecraft allows you in the game to sign into your Xbox Live account. So other games with crossplay that are on both Microsoft and Nintendo will allow you, even if you're playing on the Switch, to access your Xbox Live, which is an interesting idea. And I really like that the two companies are working together. Now let's jump conclusions.
If they expand.
They can expand. It could be a deal with Nintendo and Microsoft working together to maybe share a studio, since Rare has a lot of history with both Nintendo and Microsoft. People who have been begging for Banjo and Kazooie and Smash Brothers. Maybe this is a relationship that leads toward that. I say in the future, if Microsoft ever wanted to bail on hardware and focus on software, which
they do all the time in every other aspect of
and they put everything on PC. If they wanted to put games on the Switch, they would find a huge market for it, or with Nintendo in general.
I don't think
Microsoft doesn't have a market in Japan. They cannot access that market, not with their first party stuff at least.
That's fair.
You're like the sale numbers, like you'll be if the Xbox One cracks 100 units in Japan market, the whole market per week, it's a pretty good week for them. That's awful.
So you think this is them just trying to move into markets like Japan?
It could be more markets, but it fits Microsoft's strategy over the last 5 years under Nadella. Nadella's strategy is, sure, we're still going to be doing hardware, but realistically, we want to be a services company.
And the thing is, the services and software is really where you make your money. And the Nintendo Switch...
That's been its entire push of anything not gaming, like cloud, like to the cloud, things like that. So I don't, at the same time, they've made it clear they take gaming seriously and they do see Xbox as a big thing going forward. But it wouldn't surprise me that if they do say, like, start pushing more cross-play ability of their games and stuff like that, especially when Xbox isn't making them money right now in comparison to like Sony and Nintendo and stuff like that.
So let's talk about...
They could totally be open for like, hey, dude, but we got this service where you can stream games from your computer.
Yeah, that's kind of what Davey was saying, was how, because it seems to be coming from this Twitter account from an employee over at that was working with Rare and Nintendo or with Microsoft and heard about this stuff, and he kind of said, like, you know, with them working with Azure, which we know is a big thing that Microsoft is working on, you know, trying to bring like a Netflix style gaming platform.
That's
with their cloud technology.
All of their cloud's been their bread.
So my cousin actually works for Microsoft, working with cloud technology.
So he works in the Azure department.
I believe he works on it. The dude barely is ever home. He's either in Seattle or
Get him on the show, dude. Let's talk to him. Let's get
I
him
don't
to
know how
spill
much.
the beans.
I don't know how
I
much he can
wanna-
talk. Like I don't know what his NDAs are like.
Just say,
But
hey, we just
he's
want to
always-
ask you questions. If you
Yeah,
can't
let him
answer
come on
them,
the show, and then
Always overseas at
afterwards,
conferences.
just put in a good word for me.
we'll Skype him. I'll just say, hey, whatever you don't want to answer, just say I cannot comment. We will ask you away.
Great dude. I love my cousin. Dirtiest jokes you'll ever hear.
Tell him to
Great guy.
tell some dirty jokes for us, and then we'll ask him if Microsoft is going to release a cloud platform on the Switch.
All I'm saying is my future dream in the like, if Nintendo can work out a deal with Microsoft where they can get Microsoft to help them work with online capabilities.
Oh God,
Because
please!
Nintendo has no idea how to handle online capabilities.
That's the thing. Like, this is not going to work on Nintendo Switch with the infrastructure that they have now. They're going to need to really revamp some stuff. But
and if Microsoft wanted to cut a deal with them to have them help them work on it, because let's be honest,
That'd be cool.
Microsoft and Nintendo, like the thing between them, why they work really well, where Sony doesn't, and Sony will never work well, is because of the lack of presence in the Japanese market. Nintendo doesn't really view Microsoft as a competitive threat.
yeah, neither does Microsoft.
And Microsoft doesn't really see Nintendo as a competitive threat because they know that their biggest market is Japan, where they're not.
Yeah, not only that, they're two different sort of consoles. You know what I mean? They're
Yes,
two
Different
different.
sorts of consoles. But
Exactly. They
it's even the
recognize
parent company.
Yeah,
Like, we're talking about Microsoft. Like Xbox is not their bread and butter.
yeah,
Like it's an addition.
right.
and even their console, like they know that Nintendo is not competing with PlayStation and Xbox like Sony and Microsoft are competing.
Sony's not playing ball because they do not have to. They do not
No, they
have to
don't.
play
They
ball.
literally don't.
They will sell.
They're
They'll,
gonna crack
they'll be a
100. They're
bestseller.
gonna crack 100 million units on the PS4 worldwide.
Yeah, they'll always be a threat. So they don't have to play ball. So Microsoft doing this is a smart move because we know that they just need to get more software, and then if they can create a Netflix style platform that works well, then they have something that's really, really hard to beat on their hands, because kind of that's what everyone is into. If you don't even have to download games anymore, you just click play, and you pay $12-15 a month and you can play every game in their library. That's the dream for me. So I think that's super, super cool that there's some rumblings with the Switch. That said, I would like it on my phone, and then I could just get a Bluetooth controller and just always have an Xbox on me.
They
I
are
think there's the
moving
Switches-
to iOS and Android.
Yeah, but I think the Switch is going to be your closest thing for now.
Yeah.
Like the phone, I think is a good like 5-10 year plan. But like for right now, like yeah, dude, I if I could load up any game on my computer and play it on the Switch and just stream it there, buy one in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And all of this
I'd buy
is
two.
yeah, all of this is speculation and conjecture until anything concrete and official
Right.
comes out.
Because obviously this is all we're jumping to conclusions like we like to do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we love it. I love it.
But
I
usually
love
we
it.
have a hint of those being good.
I want to play Gears on my phone. Make it happen. All right.
Give me Halo on the Switch.
If you could like imagine you could run any of your computer games. Like even if it's in Steam, you could just like run it through games through Windows, like cross through Xbox Live thing, and then it's streaming to whatever.
You wouldn't even need to run it through your computer. You just use their servers. There's your servers, and they would just stream right to you. They kind of do it with Liquid Sky and that other one.
Like I said, the only worry I have with that is just latency,
Yeah.
like
Latency,
lag and stuff,
Yeah, like I wouldn't say go play
input delay,
Call of
those kinds of
Duty on
things.
it or whatever.
Well, I was using the one that Nvidia has, and it was pretty close. There is an input lag, and there is a little bit of like buffering and artifacts just from just compression, but it's pretty close. Like the virtual machines do a pretty good job.
Google's getting better at it too. Like everyone's trying to get way better at it.
Yeah, and that was last year. So who knows how far along Microsoft and Azure is.
Some of the kings in gaming compression is Nintendo. They are extremely intelligent when it comes to compressing, like efficiently.
Yeah, well, they need to fix their Wi-Fi cards and their switches before any of that is even possible.
That ain't happening.
All right.
But like that, I don't know that like that as a future is kind of the future. I'd be really excited to see.
Imagine your TV, you wouldn't even need a console. You have your internet, you have your internet browser, you have your TV on demand streaming platform, and a Netflix, and your Xbox in it, and you don't have any peripherals that you actually need to connect to other than a
But
controller.
what if I want to?
I'm too old school. Give me a box that
Nope,
is
not me. Connect me
that
to an
is
Ethernet.
What
like,
about like this is cartridges?
yeah, it's not no, it's not even that. It's just like give me a box so it's like cool. I can unplug it from the internet and whoever's watching me, NSA, and not like my glass screen TV that has a second screen that's recording everything I do with it that now also records gameplay.
Nope, I want it all. I want it on my phone. That's the dream for me. Give it to me on my phone. All right, CD Projekt Red reportedly settles a lawsuit with Witcher author. It is no secret that Witcher series author Andrzej Sapkowski didn't strike
Really
a
hates
great
the
deal.
Witcher series
he
of
fucking
video
hates it.
games.
Didn't strike a great deal when he sold the video game rights to CD Projekt Red. At the time, studio paid less than £10,000 to obtain their rights and has gone on to find huge success creating a trilogy of Witcher titles and spin-offs. Sapkowski filed a lawsuit late last year in an effort to obtain $16 million in royalties. Now this week, the lawsuit has been settled. Let's see if we can. At the time, CD Projekt Red confirmed that it received an official demand for royalty payments in $16 million range. While the studio wanted to maintain good relations with Sapkowski going forward, it has also stood its ground, calling the lawsuit groundless. And yeah, they didn't cover that payment. I'm assuming they probably paid him a quarter of that. It doesn't say here.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like CD Projekt Red strikes me as the type because this has been ongoing for a while. Like Sepowowski, however you pronounce his name, like he's been very vocal about how much he hates the video games like ever since he sold it.
Yeah, he's salty about it. He's
Yeah, and
salty.
it's one of those things where it's like the way CD Projekt Red's done, it's like it makes me seem like if he was just not super salty, they'd be like, oh yeah, here's an extra $2 million or some kickback or whatever.
Even though I would say they probably hooked him up. They probably
Right.
hooked him up. Even the fact that he is salty, they're probably like, all right.
Like no, they're still like they chose it because they're fans of the work.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they ever were out to like try to like ruin the dude or anything, but the dude's just been a salt mine for forever.
Hopefully he shuts up now and goes and plays The Witcher 3 because it's the greatest game ever created, and then he'll understand. If he just played The Witcher 3, he would understand. You know, I don't think he would. I don't even think he'd want the money.
Story. Yeah.
So good.
So then he decided to go sell the rights to Netflix, but
All right. There's a first-person camera mod for Resident Evil 2 Remake available for download. I'm going to download this after the show and check it out. Here's some video footage from the channel Sticky on YouTube. Go subscribe to Sticky. He has 1.3 thousand followers. All right, let's see it here. It looks fucking dope, dude. It looks really dope. It looks a lot like Resident Evil 7. It's a little bit janky. The field of view looks a little bit too wide, but yeah, hopefully it gets hopefully they keep working at it. It's a little bit too wide. They need to tighten that field of view up a little bit, and the arms are a little odd. But yeah, I want to check this out. I think that's really cool. All right.
Yeah.
Capcom posted strong results for 2018. They say thanks to the Monster Hunter World series, which was a massive, massive success for Capcom. And now with the critical acclaim and I guess financial acclaim of Resident Evil 2 Remake, Capcom is in a really strong position, which is awesome. I always enjoyed Capcom as a publisher and developer. What else did they release? Here they said...
no, they also had distribution rights for Red Dead.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. So Rockstar went to Capcom to distribute Red Dead.
That's what it's saying in the quotes.
Oh, in Japan. Yep. Capcom distributed in Japan. That makes a lot of sense. As well as Mega Man 11, Onimusha Warlords also marked as positive. It probably cost them nothing to make that. So cool. Good for Capcom, and hopefully they keep the train coming. Resident Evil 2 really put more faith in me in Capcom, even though I did enjoy Monster Hunter Worlds as well. Starbreeze CEO blames devs for Walking Dead failure. So the Walking Dead series, the Starbreeze CEO was fired last month over poor sales and failure of the Walking Dead series, the Telltale games. In his last email to the developers of the game, he shifted the whole blame on developers. Or no, I'm sorry, not the Telltale ones. This is the other one.
This is the Overkill weird one.
Yeah, this is like that action one. In his last email to the developers of the game, he shifted the whole blame on developers of the game. Overkill's Walking Dead released on PC Steam platform November 6th. In one of the emails to the staff, Starbreeze CEO Anderson mentioned his concerns that the failure of The Walking Dead was due to its devs, who did not put extra care. Personally, though, I lost all my money, my family in divorce, and my kids' custody through the toil over the last 2 to 3 years working 100-hour weeks for Starbreeze and keeping you devs paid and in the game. With less and less developers willing to put in the extra care in a product, it clearly limits the possible result of enough quality in time. This is a new era, and I did not leave the old one and adapt in time. My fault. It's okay. It's new time. So it's some broken English there. But I don't think that's a very smart move from him. You got to keep your any team that you have to keep them motivated, and you have to keep them in line with what your goals are. And if you kind of berate them like this and make them feel less worthy, that just makes them be like, fuck this guy. You know, I don't care about this project. I don't care about your stupid fucking Walking Dead game. I'm just here for the paycheck. You can't have that attitude. So I don't see much coming out of this developer anytime soon.
No, and I mean it's not that great of a. Sorry, dude. At the end of 2018, you released a Walking Dead ripoff of Left 4 Dead. You could have been the best thing ever, but who fucking cares about this whole genre anymore? Basically.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, and I don't care. I didn't even really know this was a thing, so that goes to show how interested I am.
It's Left. I mean, it's Left 4 Dead.
Yeah,
it's basically exactly that, and
he's probably a terrible boss. He probably has no idea what he's doing, and that's why his game failed. He should blame himself.
You can buy the deluxe edition for $80.
Oh, I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
Twitch streamer and game studio employee arrested in a child sex sting. I want to know if you guys know who this guy is. Thomas Chung, who goes by, he works on the Paladins game. He's also a partner Twitch streamer. He goes by Slasher. Is that what he goes by? Slasher? Chung, 32, was one of the 21 men arrested by Georgia police and FBI. 11 alive, first reported, and esports. No.
No, I don't recognize this guy.
No, I don't know who this guy is either. But he was charged with using a computer service to seduce, solicit, lure, or entice a child, which is a felony in Georgia.
Elvine on Twitch.
Elvine.
So his name is Slasher?
No.
It's Elvine.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, because he's going to get slashed in jail.
Got him.
Prisoners don't play that, man. Like, even though hardened, like the most hardened murderers follow the rule that you don't screw children.
Yeah, that's not.
Oh, yep, the whole channel's gone.
Got him.
What happens when you diddle kids?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Moving
I
on.
didn't even see like a video. Yep, no, gone.
Dr. Mario World. What's this? What's going on with Mario World?
Getting a mobile game. This was like the last game I expected for mobile, but I guess it makes sense.
Makes sense.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah, and puzzle games do well as mobile games, so
I'm always down for a good mobile time.
I'm still waiting for the rumored Zelda and Mario Kart mobile games.
I didn't hear about this.
The Mario one is Mario Kart Tour. That one's been known for a while, and they keep pushing it back. There's a Zelda one that's been rumored for like at least a year and a half now.
Interesting.
But nothing's come of that. But they already have the Dragalia game I've never played. They got the Super Mario Run, wherever that is, that was like a paid game.
Yeah.
And then they have Fire Emblem, which makes them a ton of money.
Yeah, the Mario one's fun, and Dragalia was pretty fun too. It's just those are the Dragalia one is the one that you have to always play. It's one of those kind of like wait.
It's like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, and I hate
it's your gotcha. It's your gotcha game.
I love what they did with Mario. Just pay us $6 and you get the game. Give me that. That's what I want.
I'm wondering if that's what this is gonna be.
I hope so.
Not a fully $10, but maybe like $5, and
It'll be like you get 2 levels
Bunch
for
of-
free, and then you have to pay, to
No,
play the
so
rest of it.
here's the
50
full game
levels
for
on your
$5.
phone.
Like that, I've started living off of those for all of my mobile games. Of like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I have an iPad. Cool. I can go buy Rome Total War for like all of Rome Total War from 2006 for like not even $20.
Yeah.
And I buy the entire game, and it's like, cool. Here is literally an entire game that you can easily put 2,000 hours into.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Like,
know why
I'm
mobile
all- I'm-
developers, I guess because they make a lot of money doing it, but I hate it.
Well,
I don't play games like
yeah.
that.
It's partially that, but it's also because it is a risk because there's so much mobile crap. Of like, it's easier to entice someone to try it if it's free because you can't really do demos on mobile as much. So like, example, I'm buying the old games that I've owned for 15 years that I know are amazing and I love.
But even if you
Like, if
gave
it's
me
a
like
brand new game, it's a harder sell of like, do I want to spend $10 when this is probably gonna be trash?
this is what you do. You just give me like 2 levels for free. Let me try it out. And then if I like it, then let me just buy the rest of the game.
Yeah,
But don't
instead of,
do it
time
like
gate.
yeah, don't time gate me. Don't monetize each level, and don't make it so I have to fucking play 100 hours just to get enough coins to move on. Like, I hate that shit.
Yeah, no, like I think that would be a strong thing of, yeah, it's cool. It's a $5 game, but you have a 2-hour demo period.
Yeah. Switch games are finally getting proper voice chat thanks to Vivix. The company behind Fortnite's chat system is releasing an SDK for the Switch for voice and text chat. Nintendo has an infamously bad voice chat system for the Switch where you had to like use your phone, right? That was the system that
that
they had.
mobile app.
Yeah.
God, it's such a bad idea.
And then it led to the hoary headphone splitter thing for Splatoon. But that's changing thanks to Vivix, which is bringing voice and text chat system to all Nintendo Switch developers with a new SDK. You may not have heard of Vivix directly, but you've used it before. It's already existing voice chat in Fortnite. Vivix also powers chat in PUBG, League of Legends, World of Tanks, and more. So that's good. That's really, really nice. But is it only for? It's not like a system chat. It's just per game, right?
Per game, yeah.
Yeah,
So stupid.
they have a good system in putting out an SDK lets it so anyone can add it really easily. So it's still up to developers to add it, but like, there's at least hope then that if you're making a multiplayer game, it's not gonna be trash.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
It's better than nothing.
And like their voice chat's pretty decent.
Yeah.
Like, it works well. So
I just wish that Nintendo was
giving
like,
that
hey,
tool-
make us a system voice chat. Because we obviously don't know how to do it.
Me too, but it's obvious they're also not gonna do that. So
Yeah.
at least there's one company who's at least trying to be like, hey, here's good voice chat, add it to your games.
Yeah. Civ 6 lets you control 2 civs for the first time.
This is interesting to me because I want to get back into Civ 6 because the new expansion actually looks really good. So, and that's how you like. No one likes Civ when it first comes out. You have to wait till there's like 3 expansions and a bunch of other cities before it actually gets good. And
Yeah.
it looks like it's finally getting to that point of like, there's enough weird, cool stuff that it's got everything you actually want. But they're releasing Aquitaine, which for those in history or might not know, that's like the southern France. Like, traditionally was the kingdom of Aquitaine. But for a while, Aquitaine, in this world at least, completely took over all of France and England. So when you're using this civ leader, you're actually going to control France and England at the same time instead of just one normal civ, which seems kind of cool, actually.
Interesting. Eleanor of Aquitaine. She's pretty hot. Is she hot in real life?
I don't know. This was in like 1200.
I just want Gandhi to nuke everything.
Are you being ageist right now?
Might be a good 1,000 years old, is all I'm saying.
Just give me super aggro Gandhi. That's all I want.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. This is an interesting concept to me of like, okay, try to like, you start as just Aquitaine, and then later in the game, like her, I think in this they're using a sister or something, is going to join you, and you get like another civ to control too, which I think is a weird, interesting concept, because history-wise, this lady, if I'm remembering right, she didn't completely take over all of France and England, but she did because she just married the King of France and then he died, and then she married the King of England and he died. And then she just widowed her way to owning everything.
Right on. Wargroove breaks even in first 3 days on sale and new patch details. So that's good for Wargroove.
Everything they're selling right now is pure profit.
Good for them.
That is extremely fast.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also shows the power of, just release a good $20 indie.
Right.
Like I said, I know it's only February right now, but like this is the easy early contender for what's going to be indie game of the year.
Yeah.
Dude, you get to ride a dog into battle. It already
It's already won in your book.
Yeah, dude. You get to be a commander of a fucking Caesar, the dog, and you get to have units ride doggos into battle. Like, don't get
knights.
better than that.
Patch coming soon. Fixed bug that caused online multiplayer maps against AI to sometimes go into broken state. Fixed bug that can cause spectating online on Fog of War maps to not work correctly. Fixed bug that caused issues around resigning on matches. Fixed display of some Japanese and Chinese characters. All right, moving on. Pokemon mobile game in the works. Woo!
I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, what they already like Pokemon Go. Like that's already like the go-to Pokemon game.
No, I want a regular Pokemon game on my phone. That's all I want.
You want a gotcha Pokemon game where you gotta spend money
No.
to draw your Pokemon. with
God,
different-
no.
Oh man, that's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get
No.
Fire Emblem Heroes, but with Pokemon.
No, that's absolutely what I don't want.
Totally, what's gonna happen?
Why can't they just I'll pay $20 if you give me a good Pokemon game on the phone. Why are developers ignoring the phone? God damn it.
You can
It's a
always play
Switch. It's a
really-
Switch. That's all it is.
You can play those really shitty knockoffs.
God damn it. Bloodstain Ritual of the Night rated by ESRB. Confirmation of release date possibly imminent.
This is the other indie game I've been keeping my eye on for a while. And usually they don't rate these games unless they're like pretty much done. So
Okay.
now that it's been rated by the ESRB, I foresee a release date, hopefully for 2019, within the next like probably 2 or 3 months.
Hold on, I wanna
Okay. So that's another Metroidvania game, but it's by the guy who actually made Castlevania. So
Yeah, that looks pretty interesting. The graphics look a little odd though, don't they?
it's a really interesting art style. It's like because it's somewhat cel shaded, but it's not.
It looks weird.
It's definitely 2.5D, but it's definitely interesting. But they have a good track record so far with the Curse of the Moon game. That was really good. If you like 8-bit, like Castlevania 3.
Yeah.
It was a really good like Castlevania 3 style game. So that was good. Hopefully this one's good.
All right. And then finally, Pennsylvania legislators propose a sin tax on mature video games. PA lawmakers have introduced a bill that would add 10% tax on video games rated M for mature and AO for adults only, specifically those sold at retail. The money collected will go into an account with the goal of improving safety measures at PA schools. This tax would be added on top of applicable state sales tax and is commonly known as a sin tax. So this is all just like...
Now you're paying 70 something bucks for your fucking games.
Yeah.
And all under the guise that...
No, you won't. You're not going to... You wouldn't
They're
pay
gonna-
that because you would still pay $50, $60 to download it. So people are just going to download them in PA.
Depends.
Yeah.
It depends. Well, that depends. Most things I think are still going to stay the same price if you download it, unless the way the internet rules work, and if they actually follow those, like it'll stay the same price. They only charge that tax if they have a physical location in wherever you are.
Yeah, this is specifically for retail, sold at retail.
Right.
The reason
So unless Rare opens a studio in Pennsylvania, or well, that's going to be the weird thing though too. Is it going to end up being the developer selling it to you, or is it going to be whatever content platform?
like
What do you mean?
Like, okay, if you buy a game off Steam, technically, if Valve had a location in Pennsylvania, then they would have to charge you extra.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I've dealt with that before for Jersey.
Yeah.
When it comes to this like whole thing with the syntax, like I understand why certain things have syntax. I understand why cigarettes have syntax. Why tobacco has a syntax on it. Those things are I don't want to say dangerous, but like they're
literally kill you.
Yeah.
They like, literally unquestionably kill you.
Yeah. His reason, this person, Christopher B. Quinn, Republican, the representative, cites cause for concern of violent media, including video games, may be the blame for violent outbursts. He uses evidence from a National Center for Health research article that talks about increased aggression linked to violent video games. However, he fails to mention that part of the article draws a clear distinction between aggression and violence, and there's no evidence linking one to the other.
Yeah. It's
all hearsay. It's all think of the children. That's what these lawmakers are good at, and that's what they do nonstop.
It's not think of the children. It's a way to get more money for the state under the guise of think of the children.
Especially since you realize that there are studies out there that prove that playing violent video games is actually an outlet for violent behavior.
That too.
It's an outlet. It's something to do that would help you not take your aggression out on other things. It's an outlet.
And I mean, like,
how is that a sin? That's my point.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, the problem too is a lot of it, like syntaxes and stuff like that's usually used. It's all allegorical evidence. It's not hard, fact-based evidence. So even if you want to take allegorical evidence, every kid right now by the age of 20, I think it's like 96% will have played like 20,000 hours of video games by the time they're 20. So we'd all be dead.
Right? Yeah.
Like if every kid age 20 now has apparently played that much video games, 96% of them, literally we'd all be dead.
And if you don't want, you want kids to not play violent video games, it's the whole point of the ESRB. It's the whole point of the M rating.
So some of the co-sponsors
store.
Go ahead.
You walk into a game store and you ask to buy an M-rated game and you appear to be under the age of 18. They ask you for ID, and if you cannot produce it, they have to have you have a parent or guardian buy it for you.
Yeah.
That's the whole,
so like vaping, like cigarettes, like booze.
Well,
like
sort of.
like
having worked.
It can be a better, either it's on the seller or it's on the parents.
I can't completely compare it to those because it's one of those things where it's like having worked in that market, if you as allegorical evidence, if you work at a convenience store selling cigarettes and a kid comes in and asks for like a pack of Marlboro or whatever, and you're like, ID, doesn't have it, but his dad leans over and goes, no, I'll get the Marlboros for him. As soon as they say anything, you have to refuse that sale.
Yeah.
You have to refuse it. It would be held liable.
Oh, you don't have to do that for games.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
And you don't have to prove that it's a parent guardian. Like, you don't have to both provide like evidence that you are parent guardian.
Right.
So like, what stops you from just asking your friend who's 18 to go in with you and buy it? Or your older brother?
Here are some of the co-sponsors: Stephen Barrar, Stephen Metzner, Rosita Youngblood. Youngblood was once part of the PA House Gaming Oversight Committee. She was a sponsor for House Bill 2150, which would legalize online gambling in the state of PA, which actually did go through. It did go through as well.
So
anything to make money.
Nothing to do with kids. It's just a way to make money.
Yeah, they'll hide behind the kids.
Yeah. I don't know if this will go through.
I don't think
it's kind of ridiculous.
It got killed in 2018. It'll get killed again.
Yeah. Hopefully. Yeah, I hope so. Because like
there's just not enough way to really make too much money on it.
Yeah, and especially if one of the people trying to pass it's like, oh, by the way, I also just made online gambling a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, think of the children; they're all gambling now. That's okay.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just like, how much money are you really gonna make off of this? It's not worth the hassle. They do a lot of these kind of syntaxes. Half of them don't even get enacted. You know.
I
So,
mean, PA has been a hotbed for tax activity with Tom Wolfe
yeah, he's the
in
worst.
the vaping market and
Yeah.
the soda tax that got enacted in Philly.
They spend the money ridiculously as well. They're so bad. They're just, they're terrible. Government here is
Just
insane.
legalize it, tax that. It usually
Yeah.
solves problems.
Yeah, do that for sure. All right, that's it for our gaming portion of the show. Thank you all for listening. We will catch you later for the tech portion. The tech portion will now be uploaded the same day as the gaming portion. No need to wait. We'll give it to you now. So, yeah, if you want to watch the tech portion, stay tuned. We'll catch you later. Thank you for listening. Make sure you follow us over at No Life Digital on Twitter and our website, nolife.digital. And thank you for listening. Bye-bye.